What's going on, y'all? Forward Fabian, man. We back with a video. We're doing a reaction to Trump's press secretary just humiliates Karine Jean-Pierre on live TV. Let's go ahead and hop into the video, man. You know I'm trying to stay from the politics content, but man, sometimes just the news be the news. A lot of these headlines, a lot of these, you know, the things that are rolling out day to day when it comes to these things, man, are just too funny to kind of turn a blind eye to. And at the same time, it's like, it's the modern social era, the modern day media.
So U.S. consumer confidence fell this month, the most since August of 2021. What is your message for Americans who are concerned about the impact of things such as tariffs on prices?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for that question. It's obviously an important one. The president campaigned on reigniting the Trump economy and fixing the mess that was created by the previous administration. We know they created an economic and an inflation nightmare for the American people, and I'm not going to stand up here and lie to you like my predecessor did about the state of our economy. We understand there are people that are hurting, and this administration is wholeheartedly committed to ensuring that those individuals see relief and price reductions and tax cuts and in less regulations that are burdensome on their household and their businesses. And the president and this entire administration are focused on that every day. I can go through the very long list of economic actions this president has taken. I know you work for Bloomberg, so I'm sure you're well aware of them, but I can assure the American people that the president is very much focused on bringing down the cost of living crisis in this country that was created by the previous administration.
If I could just have a quick follow-up.
Sure.
Is the president planning on whipping any votes for support for the House budget vote, and if so, to whom is he making calls?
I'm not aware of any calls that he has made. I did talk to the president about his position on this just before coming down here, and he said that he's made it very clear to the Hill what his priorities for a budget are. He's said it to the Speaker of the House. He said it to Leader Thune. The Senate and the House know what President Trump wants and know what the American people want. And so he expects Congress to get it done. He's looking at the proposal from the House. He will also be looking at the proposal that I believe the Senate is drafting up as well. Sure.
Thank you, Caroline. I have two questions. Does the United States, I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Come with your questions ready, man. So if the people ain't aware, you know, what's going on here, essentially. Obviously, we got Trump's press secretary, but Karine Jean-Pierre, bro, a French-American political advisor, served as the White House press secretary from May 2022 to 2025 and is a senior advisor to President Joe Biden. So, obviously, this gathering is being held to address some of the, you know, economical issues and things that were carried over or active and live during the last presidency, right? We talk about how inflation, a lot of the economical suffering that we've been facing in the country, and, you know, Donald Trump's whole plan employed to turn these things around and make America great again, right? But just a little background and context from a political aspect, a lot of things have been heightening just in terms of, naturally it's the pointing fingers case, but obviously it's shaking hands and making sure that a lot of our counterparts and a lot of the relationships are kept global and things of that sort. But obviously, like, I'm not a big fan of these conferences and things of the sort, because I think a lot of the questions are redundant and a lot of the questions can't even be articulated, as we can hear this lady right here fumble.
I'm sorry.
Look, everybody's like, bro, are you gonna ask a question, dog?
Well, why don't you identify your question and I'll come back to you. Sure, go ahead.
So, what guarantee that Israel will withdraw from Lebanon soil after 2 weeks, as the ceasefire terms indicates?
I'm not sure about the guarantee that you're referring to. I can tell you that this administration remains very much engaged. We know the deadline for the Phase 1 ceasefire is imminent. So Steve Witkoff, whom I mentioned earlier, and the president's administration and his team and the president himself remain very much engaged. We want to see the ceasefire continue, and the president has made it very clear he wants to see all of the hostages who have been held in captivity in Gaza returned home. Jeff.
Carolyn, I was wondering if is Elon Musk going to attend the president's first cabinet meeting tomorrow?
He is, as a matter of fact. I spoke to the president about that before coming down here as well. And Elon, considering he is working alongside the president and our cabinet secretaries.
Yeah, I thought she was finna say, nah, you know, that's not something I would even disclose or care to answer. You know, it's funny. I think it's a cool thing how like Elon Musk is working very closely with the president, but I think a lot of things are getting misconstrued, and like a lot of people got their hands in the wrong pot, so to speak. You know, and it's kind of a weird thing because, like I was referencing in the beginning of the video, I think the way that modern day politics are approached is completely asinine. That's just me. This entire administration will be in attendance tomorrow just to talk about DOJ's efforts and how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste, fraud, and abuse at their respective agencies. We look forward to the meeting tomorrow, and I think you'll be hearing from the president and his cabinet where they're on campus tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited.
So some of those cabinet members were caught off guard by the email.
Nobody was caught off guard.
A few departments said they were caught off guard. The FBI was, the DOJ was.
Did anonymous sources say that, or did the cabinet secretary say that?
The cabinet secretaries and others have said that they were not aware that this was happening. So I'm wondering, like, will there be a give and take tomorrow at the cabinet meeting? Is Elon Musk or the president open to any type of dialogue about who is actually in charge of the chain of command of these workers?
I would reject the premise of your question, Jeff. The cabinet secretaries have not said that. I know anonymous sources, probably career bureaucrats, have leaked that to many of you in this room. But as I said at the beginning of this press conference, everybody is working as one team, and the president respects the decisions of his cabinet secretaries to tell their staff, not to respond to that email because they did so out of interests of national security, and they don't want to obviously risk confidential information. It's pretty common sense. Dasha.
Musk has obviously been doing a lot of work. He's been working every day, and a lot of the time weekends. He is designated as a special government employee, which means that he can only work 130 days per year. Is the White House expecting him to limit his work to 130 days, or are you going to work around those rules? Do you want to see him extend beyond the 130
So today is February 25th, so I think we've been here about 35 days, roughly. So ask me in another 100 days. Daniel.
You opened up with a major announcement from Apple, $500 billion, 20,000 jobs, doubling its advanced manufacturing fund.
Yeah.
What does that signal that such a global brand would make what it called its largest ever spend commitment just a month into President Trump's second term? What does that signal about his economic vision for the country?
President Trump is a deal maker, and he has restored confidence in business leaders around this entire world. Apple is one of the largest companies on the face of the planet. They employ hundreds of thousands of Americans, but the president wants to see more Americans employed, more investments here in the United States of America. And this is another fulfillment of the president's campaign promises. I recall President Trump at his rallies on the campaign telling the world that if and when I am elected, America is going to be back, and we want your investments to be driven onshore. We want you to hire American workers, and you will have the...
So they're detailing this as a savage takedown of Karine and Jean-Pierre leaving the White House press briefing room in a stunned silence. I'm not sure if this is captured on camera here, but as the cameras roll live on TV to expose contradictions in the Biden administration's messaging, delivering sharp critiques and undeniable confidence, supporters of Trump quickly took to social media celebrating the moment as a masterclass in handling the press. This is obviously a masterclass. Quick responses, you know, calling people's bluff on the validity of information being received, and 10 toes down.
Lowest regulatory burden, the lowest tax cuts, and the president has already proven he's committed to slashing regulation. He's counting on Congress to implement those tax cuts. And so people are encouraged by the president's, again, as Tim Cook called it, they're bullish about American innovation because of the leadership of this president. And it's a stark contrast to the leadership of the previous administration, Joe Biden, who I don't think spent any time trying to recruit any investments or jobs here at home. Mary.
We're hearing from some Republicans who are voicing concerns about how these cuts are being carried out. Congressman McCormick, a Republican from Georgia, tells us he's worried it's too rapid for real people to adapt to. And he says he's concerned that it could come off as discompassionate, in his words.
Involve personnel changes within the administration. The press secretary struggles, emphasizing President Trump's commitment to reducing inflation, cutting taxes, and easing regulatory burdens. When asked about the president's involvement in the House budget vote, the press secretary confirmed that Trump had communicated his priorities to Congress, but was not actively whipping votes. The discussion shifted to international affairs, specifically regarding Israel and Lebanon. The press secretary stated that the administration remained engaged in ceasefire negotiations and sought the release of hostages in Gaza. Additionally, Elon Musk's attendance at the president's first cabinet meeting was confirmed, with a focus on identifying government inefficiencies. When asked about Musk's limited workdays as a special government employee, the press secretary dismissed concerns, implying flexibility. The conversation moved to Apple's announcement of a $500 billion investment in U.S. jobs and manufacturing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure the extent of everything Elon has his hands on or what he's contributing to the administration, but like, yeah, you might as well make him a full-blown government employee at this time. I know people are talking about the fact that, I guess, stimulus is being provided in association and all these rumors about, money cuts to the people. I don't know the validity behind none of this, but like I said, it's a funny day and age we're in. I mean, I don't know if I don't know, man. I think it's more so a perspective where people are happy with any aid that's coming. Any help that can be provided is what's appreciated.
The press secretary framed it as a direct result of President Trump's economic vision, contrasting it with the previous administration's lack of similar efforts. Concerns from Republican lawmakers about the rapid execution of budget cuts were addressed, with the press secretary highlighting widespread public support for investigating government waste. Further inquiries involve personnel changes within the administration, including the replacement of the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the appointment of a new FBI deputy director. The press secretary emphasized the need to shake up the Pentagon and eliminate corruption in federal agencies, defending the appointment of Dan Bongino as a necessary move to reform the FBI. She criticized media.
Oh no, man, I think that's enough politic talks for the day, man. Comment down below, let me know y'all's thoughts. Sometimes this stuff can be it can be very interesting to discuss, debate. Other times very boring in my eyes. Very boring. I don't know. I tend to want to stray away from politics on the channel, and I'll probably do so. So comment down below your thoughts and let me know. Peace, love, prosperity. We'll see y'all next time, man. We out.